What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, my Mezco collectors, my 112 scale collectors, 1/6 scale collectors, Marvel Legends collectors, whatever you are. Shout out to you. And this month's video is basically a continuation or a post-mortem from last month's video. Last month's video was the Transformers rundown. It was basically four or five different videos where I ran down every Transformer. And if you don't know, a rundown is a countdown. Basically, I counted down every Transformer I bought in 2019. It wound up being like over 50 pieces. And this is a post-mortem, kind of a lessons learned from that video. I plan on doing another video this month. I don't necessarily know what it's going to be about yet, but I do plan on dropping another video. But this is a lessons learned for this video. But before we get into that, I try to show you guys a toy every month, every month. If you're new to the channel, I can commit to doing one video a month, and that's basically a topic, something topic based. But I also want to show a toy every month, and it don't have to be a new toy, but it's a toy that, something I want to talk about. And right now I have MMC Ocular Max's Assaultus, their version of Bruticus, and the gimmick with him is he's all built in, so there's no parts forming. So as you can tell, all the pieces haven't come out yet. Blast Off haven't come out yet, and Brawl haven't come out yet, but I got two Swindles. And I really can't, it's not fair to do a full review, and I'm not a reviewer, but two, since everything isn't come out, it's not fair to do a real review, but I do a mini review on this guy. So I think it is a couple of things I can show you guys. One is scale. Two, I can talk about kind of where the direction they've gone. I don't think anything from the other two bots will change my opinion on this. So I think I can kind of talk about it, but it's not fair to talk about each individual because all of them haven't come out yet. So without further ado, here's a scale comparison. This is who fits best with right Starscream. So the top of Starscream head come to like right at his thigh, and I have Toy World Constructor, and the top of his crown comes up to the top of Toy World Constructor's chest plate. Not his chest, but the little purple chest plate. The top of his head comes to that. And since I'm not a reviewer and I really don't know how to do these things, we're going to do a real quick pro and con. We're going to start with the cons. My biggest con with him is that he doesn't have the best hardware. So like the ratchets are there, but they aren't super strong. I doubt it's Transbots a lot, but I think they make the best ratchets in third-party Transformers, in Transformers, period. And so this thing needed a couple more Transbots ratchets around, because that ratchets work. They just aren't the strongest ratchets. Like, you don't hear those big clicks or anything like that. And I think when you're trying to accomplish something like they're trying to accomplish, you need to overextend the hardware. Like, the hardware needs to be better than normal. And this is just kind of normal, slightly below average, below normal quality hardware. So that's my main complaint with him. I mean, he stands like a champ. My other complaint is the paint. He doesn't really have, he has paint, but he doesn't have a finish. So he doesn't come across as well as he's made. And I think if they would have added paint to this would be a premium figure. So this isn't a premium combiner, but if they added paint to it, it would be a premium combiner. The pros are the engineering. That's like the biggest pro. Is like, it is one of the best engineered figures in my collection. I'm actually gonna do a video on which figures are the best engineered figures in my collection. This made me think about what other figures are really well engineered. So that's number one. Number two, it does have a presence. Like, just height wise, I had in the details, just looking at it, it did have a presence. Now, it was more so, if you go back and check my display presence video, which was like 6 months ago, I think it has a presence primarily because of its size, because it doesn't really stand out from a paint standpoint, and maybe just because Bruticus is a hodgepodge of different colors, it stands out, but it does have a presence because of size. And the articulation is hindered, but it's pretty good. So like the all-in-one gimmick doesn't really limit articulation. What does limit articulation on this thing is the fact that you can store all the weapons. So I only have Swindle, so I don't have Brawl, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But the weapons get in the way of articulation. So on his left side, he doesn't have the weapons, and he can do a couple of more things than he can on his right side, where he does have the weapons stored. So those are kind of my gripes, my goods and my bads about it. But video isn't about him. I just want to say a few things about him. Ultimately, I do recommend him. So I think he's better than Zeta Bruticus, but I don't think Zeta Bruticus is bad. I think maybe a lot like I think Zeta Bruticus is bad. I actually think it's the worst third party transformer that's come out in the past 2 years. So like this is better than Zeta Toys Bruticus, but I don't know if it's better than Unique Toys Bruticus. I've looked at Unique Toys Bruticus, I've seen it, and aesthetically, the main thing I like about Unique Toys Bruticus is more so aesthetically is kind of the chest plate area. Like this is made to think it's Blastoff's chest. Well, Unique Toys actually gave you a parts from a piece that glued on and became his chest. So I do think I like that part about Unique Toys better. It's not really fully fair to compare because again, this guy isn't complete. But just from what I have and comparing it to Unique Toys Bruticus, I think that the chest plate is one of the big differences. But I do think that that's a better comparison because I think that what those two do better than Zeta is they get all three modes relatively close, whereas Zeta only gets the combined mode. And when you parts form, one of my big problems with parts form is that when you parts form, everything else should be perfect because you're basically using a big cheat code. So like it's inexcusable for Zeta not to have the bots look right in either mode because basically you parts form, so you really don't even need them because you're using a big cheat. But that's neither here nor there. So ultimately, I recommend this guy. I would say if you have Unique Toys, don't get rid of him. If you have Zeta, I wouldn't get rid of him from a size standpoint, but I think he's better than Zeta. He just doesn't have the size the Zeta has. But again, this video was meant to be more so about kind of a postmortem for the Transformers rundown. And I explained what it was at the beginning. It's basically where I counted down every figure I bought in 2019. And one of the things, well, some of the things that stood out was, first and foremost, I had a lot of fun doing that video. I don't think I ever do a top 5 or bottom 5 anymore. I think there'll always be some form of a rundown. So I just really enjoyed that. Another thing I learned is that I want to be more like Talker Art. One of my problems is that I don't talk a lot professionally or personally outside of people I know, so I tend to ramble. And I'm sure all my longtime viewers can attest to that. But anyway, I want to talk. Art did basically a countdown, and he talked on each toy for 20, 30 seconds. That's what I want to do. I think each toy I talked like a minute, some 2 minutes. I'm gonna chop that down to every toy being. Every comment on the toy will be no more than 30 seconds. I want to do that because I want the video to be one video, not 4, 5, 6, however many different videos. I think it just reads better and is more dramatic when it's one video. So first, I'm learning how to be more succinct when I talk. So I'm cut those individual thoughts down so it can be one video and not a series of videos. More important than that, though, I got to touch every toy I bought in 2019. And so I know like some of you guys played your toys every day. Some ones like me probably get it, play with it a couple of days, and then sit up on the detail for a shelf or whatever. And some of those figures I didn't forget I bought, but I forgot how either good or how bad they were, especially the good ones, because you always remember the bad ones, but I forgot how good they were. And so picking up and handling them was a breath of fresh air. Some of them I haven't touched since like February. So it's just good to get back into playing with some of my toys. And from that, I learned one thing. I love Masterpiece. Masterpiece is I'm a Masterpiece guy. If you look at that video, I bought a lot of Legends. At one point, I had almost every Legend scale figure they had, but I'm an MP guy. MP's just quality, more intricate transformations, better paint most times, die cast. I'm just an MP guy. That video taught me that. So personally, one of the things I'm gonna do is scale back on Legend scale. I think I'm gonna, as I shift my collection, I am going to, basically Legends will be more IDW and kind of one-off of funny characters who I don't have an MP representation of. All the characters I have an MP representation of, I probably won't use them anymore. Now I do say that, and I do say that because I bought a lot of Legends to kind of display around Hasbro Unicorn when he come out. So I still may nitpick some, but it won't be me buying every legend scale figure. What else I learned about it? Play with your toys and have fun, and that was pretty much it. I'm a paint, die cast, and I'm a paint and pose guy. Like paint matters to me, posing matters to me, and I like die cast too. So I think that's why I'm more of an MP guy than a Legends guy. The engineering too, but by and large, those are the things I learned. I suggest everybody, if you don't do a rundown, at least at the end of the year, or right now since it's Chinese New Year, it's a good time to go back and see what figures you've bought over a certain amount of time. Play with them. If you're Transformers, transform them. If they're not Transformers, go pose them, repose them, stuff like that. I think you'll appreciate your collection more because I know this rundown gave me a better understanding of what I want from my collection, but more than that, it gave me more of appreciation for my collection. So sorry I rambled for so long. Thank you guys for watching. Check out for the next video coming soon.